how did your relationships like in your circle change throughout your story?
Oh well, so I lost everyone basically, but my mum. So, but I've still got my mum, which I'm very blessed for. But and still have some friends, but most people that I know now are still caught up in the drug world and stuff like that. But friends wise, and I pretty much committed what you call social suicide, I guess. I just made a fool of myself, and a lot of people know it. And but it's about now, rebuilding myself and just being myself and committing to that. But yeah, definitely lost a lot of people along the way.
Yeah, the relationships also help
And
with,
family.
yeah, definitely relationship, your support system. Um, I have two questions for you, Benson. I'm actually very curious. I gotta admit, you're a very brave man. You're a
Thank
very
you.
brave man. And my first question is, when did you notice that you were breaking that relationship with your parents? When did it hit you? When did it strike you? And what went in through your mind when that shocking moment came? That's my first question.
Basically, I was just cut off. Uh, so I went for a time about 6 years ago, where I moved up to Queensland, and during COVID time, but I was just basically cut off. It got to the point where I was just cut off, and my older siblings intervened and sort of took over, because I was so draining on my mum, so taxing, and really took it out of her. So she had to like step back, and my older siblings sort of took in and took over, and then I wore that thin, and then it just got to the point where I was just alone, um, around bad people.
My second question is because definitely in that path that you went, the biggest win was finding God and connecting with God. And I don't know if
Yeah,
you're familiar with the prodigal son, right? The
yeah,
prodigal son is such a beautiful. It's kind of it's a story that he tells about but he receives you with so much love. When did you notice that God was calling you and that when do you feel all that love from him, like that you were so valuable to him, even if the world said you are this and that, they have that perception, but God said no, you're mine and you're special. When did
I
that
th-
hit?
I think really, I've always sort of known, in a sense, from for years, in a sense, there's got to be something there. But I think really, at the end of last year, like I'd just be fully breaking down, crying, fully breaking down, and I just realized that something was there. Something was just saving me. Something was just pushing me through, and it was no man, no mum, no nothing. It was you could feel the spirit. You could feel it, and it just yeah, whether it was the frequency of music I was listening to or whatever, but it was almost like once you get to the point of you could only cry so much. I think yeah, it really gives you like a strength of like it's like I've got you. It's okay, you know. I think that's the point really. Yeah, towards the end of last year, probably in my darkest moments. Yeah,
It's probably like in those moments, it's like when you hit the ground, God's like, "No, you're not on the ground." It's
yeah,
like it's how to lift up, and it gives you that hand, and it's like,
yeah. I remember one time, I was crying so much, and I was on the ground crying, and I literally felt I kid you not, I literally felt him like rise me up onto my knees and then onto my feet, and then just breathe. And it was incredible. And just standing there and breathing after being on the ground crying, like my eyes out, like thinking it was the end. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff.
Thank you for sharing this. This is so beautiful. Your story is so beautiful, and I just want to thank you for the value of your life, because you're able to come on here and share what you know for others struggling. And what was it like when you had the intervention with your older siblings? Were you open to what they had to say, or were you resistant?
That was, it was like they'd call the police on me. There'd be police rocking up. It was quite toxic. It was, I would say, futile. It was, if that's the word, futile. um, it was dramatic. There was lots of unnecessary actions taken, lots of police interventions, and obviously a rehab intervention which didn't work, and a second rehab intervention which didn't work. To be honest, it just ghosted me further. And I'm still yet to reconnect with them. They're still sort of ghosting me at the moment, which is fine. I've got beautiful nieces and nephews, and they're all married and stuff like that, and they're successful, they're going really well, so I completely understand. But yeah, they're still in the process of accepting what I was to what I'm becoming, and it's going to take a long time
I
to
think, yeah, I think forgiveness is always there, and I know love heals all, and I know
Yeah.
God will reconcile you guys, but
yeah.
yeah, it's so beautiful. Sorry, go ahead.